We're coming to you guys from Strata. We're here with Vishnu from Mesosphere. Can you introduce yourself?
I'm a solutions engineer at Mesosphere. I've been here for 2 years. We're working really closely with DataStax and other partners in the data services space. So we're really looking forward to announcing and partnering with you further to help DataStax be a first-class experience on top of DCOS.
That's great. So we've been partners with Mesosphere since 2014. We've been coming to these conferences for years. What are some of the trends that you're seeing this year?
I think the biggest buzzword of this year has been just intelligence in one form or the other, machine learning, artificial intelligence, machine intelligence. It's quite the theme for the conference here.
Yeah, I completely agree. So we released our GA integration this past week with Mesosphere. We released that at MesosCon. And we did that developing against the partner SDK. So can you tell us a little bit more about DCOS Commons and who's using it?
Yeah, so DCOS Commons is this new software development kit that we wrote, and it's been in the works for quite a while now. The whole goal for this was to enable partners such as DataStax and Confluent and other vendors to be able to produce their distributed data services very easily on top of DCOS. Stateful services have been very, very hard to get right, especially when they're running in containers. And what the SDK does is make a lot of the challenges that users and developers would typically run into very, very easy to handle. So you really focus on describing to DCOS what DataStax needs from the infrastructure, and the SDK makes a lot of that integration very, very easy for you.
So we hear SDK and we think, well, I can build that.
Yeah.
So do you see customers taking on the SDK themselves to build their own frameworks, or do you see them more wanting the consumption of the partner frameworks?
We definitely would like to steer customers away from writing their own frameworks today. Maybe over the course of a couple of years, as the SDK matures, we might encourage customers to do it. I think the biggest value that a vendor or a partner adds to this equation is best practices. How would you best run your software on top of a platform like DCOS? And that's the more important reason for us trying to discourage customers and end users from writing a framework day one. As more and more examples come out, some of these frameworks are actually open source, so people can go look at examples.
Right.
So once we have enough of a community around it, or enough examples, production-grade examples, we might encourage users to write their own frameworks at a later date.
Okay, so customers that are coming to DCOS and asking for DCOS, what are they really looking for?
They are looking for a common platform upon which they can deploy all of the new generation applications and integrate with new generation applications all on the same infrastructure, regardless of whether it's on-prem, on a virtual machine, or bare metal, in the cloud. They want a consistent user experience. They don't want to have to worry about installations and upgrades and configuration changes. And that's one of the core reasons to use a platform like DCOS and write a framework atop DCOS so that you can actually take advantage of all of this infrastructure that we provide for you. So a consistent set of APIs that allow you to do both installation and upgrades and configuration changes.
So I completely agree. We're really seeing kind of two trends for customers, our customers that are asking for this integration. The first is those, like you said, they want to offer their own marketplace. They want to take advantage, improve the efficiency of all the resources in their data centers to offer their own marketplace, their own cloud.
Yep.
It's a great story for operators, but there's a big story there for developers too.
Yes.
There are developers that used to have to make a request, wait for a new cluster,
Yep.
wait for the glue and tooling to put these pieces together.
Right.
This takes minutes now. You roll out your DSC cluster, you roll out your Kafka queue, they're exposed and can see each other, and you can be developing within an hour.
Yes.
From making your request. So it's awesome.
It is really awesome, and we've heard from customers forever who sit waiting for virtual machines or even physical infrastructure to spin up to handle these sorts of data services in the past. And with a fungible platform like DCOS, you don't have to worry about individual siloed clusters anymore. You don't have to have a dedicated Kafka cluster. You don't have a dedicated Cassandra cluster. You just tell Mesos and DCOS what do you really want to do, and it makes
I need
it
a new
so.
cluster today.
Yeah.
So the other one that we're seeing is those that want to replicate an application stack.
Mm-hmm.
So they build this application stack, they have their dev and test environment, they're ready to go, and then they need to deploy this uniformly across the globe.
Right.
And so DCOS gives them this ability to really push button that deployment.
Yeah.
You build it once, you deploy it as many times as you need,
Right.
and you know that it's exactly the same, uniform, up and running, exactly what you had planned.
Yeah, and that's one of the big goals for us with the catalog, our App Store equivalent on top of DCOS. even vendors or even regular users who want to publish an application and don't have to worry about tailoring it to a custom cloud platform or any other sort of infrastructure platform in general. They don't have to worry about that. You just publish it once, it just works everywhere, just like your iPhone. So that's really good for vendors and users at the end. It's just one consistent experience no matter where they're running.
That's awesome. Yeah. So if you want to learn more about DCOS Commons, about the DSE framework and integrations with Mesosphere, we did a talk last week at MesosCon. We'll make that available in the show notes here. Vishnu, thanks so much for joining us today. Hope the rest of your conference goes well.
Perfect. Thank you.